So today we will talk about Vite and see the difference between Vite and Create React app and what is like the advantage and the disadvantage of each. So Create React app is a tool provided by the React team. So it's an official, like Create React app is an official tool provided by React. And we usually do npx create react app and then the app name to have a React application. As you remember, we have public folder, source folder, and we would have just a full React application. Maybe we can look at previous, for instance, the test app here. We have source, we have utilities. Okay, I did those like folders, but usually it comes with public source and package JSON, package lock. This is what we are used to. So yeah, this is the pros or what is good for. It's less to learn. Create React app comes with a lot of libraries like installed directly with just Create React app. Yeah, we will talk about the details in a moment. But we have Vite on the other side, which is a front-end tool. It's not only for React, it is for different JavaScript front-end frameworks. So we can also have like vanilla JavaScript project. We can have Vue.js. Vue.js is a front-end library similar to React, but yeah, of course, different. But it did a similar job, which allow us to write front-end applications. We have React. We have, I think this is preset React. Some, yeah, sort of, yeah, I'm not quite sure like the difference, but yeah, it's just a React with, we can say an extension. So we have different version of templates provided by Vite. We are concerned with React, and there is JavaScript or TypeScript. Also, we are concerned with JavaScript now. TypeScript is like a way to write JavaScript, but in a like it's called static typing, which means anyway, it's not our topic, but yeah, it's like it's a different way to write JavaScript code, basically. Strongly typed programming language. So it's built on JavaScript, but we cannot say I need just a good example. Anyway, it's a strongly typed programming language, means that we define, it's built on JavaScript. We define variables and we deal with the variables on a different way, but it's close to JavaScript. Yeah, the point is from Vite is yeah, we can have a React template and we can have that through npm. We can just type npm create Vite and we can access these templates. So this if like for the assignment, if you find this a bit new, so that's why I'm doing this now. So we can just say npm create and then Vite. You don't need to download anything before that. It's you can access this through npm. So once we type enter, then it asks you about the project name. There's a kind of installer, let's say. So I call it Vite project. Then I select the framework. I select React. and then JavaScript. This is the version we have learned, which is React with JavaScript. And now, as you can see, it's much quicker than Create React App in even creating the application. So if we go to the Vite project now, so it should be here somewhere. Anyway, if I just did npm install, it's weird, it's not visible here. So we create the template, then we download the models, as you know, with npm install. And then we can just do npm start, similar to, yeah, it's the difference here is npm run dev, but I'm curious where is the folder located here. Let me reopen VS Code. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is the structure of the code. So before I just did npm install to have the node modules and to have the package.json. I think before even node modules, I would have package.json, yeah. But I just downloaded the modules. So once you do create Vite and select React and JavaScript, then it tells you to go to the directory, do npm install, then do npm run dev instead of npm start. So if we go to package.json, and if we go to scripts, as you can see, we have dev, and it says Vite. So we can run the Vite React application through the word Vite. So if we say Vite, okay, it's not gonna run. So we have to say npm run Vite or npm run Vite like this. Okay, so npm Vite. Okay, so it's built to work through npm run dev only. Should be dev. And with that, I have my React application running. And the difference is it doesn't open the browser by itself. We have to click, like control and click to open the link, or we can just directly type localhost 5173. Usually this is the port that they use. So we have this home page where there's a button and a counter here, and it tells you where to do the editing. For more information, you can click on this. It's gonna take you to React, and this to Vite. So it's again, it's similar to Recreate React App. The difference is with the development environment. So the Vite project, let's look at the differences between the Vite project and the NPX project. NPX project usually comes with public, which contains the logos, and source, which contains usually app, like app.js. These components and styles, we usually do that. We add those. It comes with logos, testing, and everything. These two setup tests and vitals. It also comes with package log.json, package.json, and README. So this is the default structure of that comes from creating a template with NPX with Create React App. But with Vite, we only have public, and we have only the Vite logo. And we have source, which contains main.jsx. As you can see, by default, Vite use JSX, not JavaScript, not JS. So to indicate that I'm writing JSX, not JavaScript, which is the case. I'm right because I'm using, as you can see, HTML tags, and between these brackets, I'm typing JavaScript. So this is technically JSX file, but in Create React App, we define JavaScript files like this. We can make this with small modifications here. We can make this like accept JavaScript files instead of JSX, but this is what they do here. They use JSX. So we have main.jsx instead of index there. Usually we have index.js and index.css. Here we have main and index.css. So in main, we have the root.render, while in Create React App, we have it inside index.js. We also have app.jsx, which is similar to app.js here, and the CSS file, which we have the default homepage. This is similar, but we also have an assets folder by default that contains the React app, the React logo. We have also .gitignore by default. We have the ESLint. We will talk about linting next week. So we have this by default, .gitignore by default, which ignores these files by default. We have index.html, which is necessary for the React app. We have, of course, package.json and the README files. And additionally, we have vite.config where we can configure plugins. So here comes the difference between the two. I found a good article talking about like comparing both. So let's look at like the comparison between Create React App and Vite. So Create React App is widely popular and it's officially supported. It's built by Facebook, which like they're the people who build React. So that's why it's widely used, and it used this Webpack server, development server. So with npm start, we have this development server that open and run the React app with CRA, with Create React App, it's Webpack. It uses Babel as well. Babel is, it's called transpiler, which means if we have different version of JavaScript, like ES6 and let's say JSX, and we are writing these on our code, so we want this to be interpreted into, or let's say we have newer versions, so we want newer versions to be interpreted to the core JavaScript. So Babel do this behind the scenes. We have also ESLint. So the point is there's different tools downloaded with CRA. So you don't need to configure anything. If you just used npx React App, there is configuration. It's time saver, as it says here, because it comes with certain configurations that you just use. It has official support. The ecosystem has been around for a long time. So it's like, let's say, reliable because it has been tested for a long time. So we are talking about a development environment. This is not like when you build the code at the end, you will have a code that is extracted from your code. So it's going to be a different structure and different code when you build. But when it comes to building, to the building environment, especially we are talking about if we like have big applications and complex applications, then this would matter, especially if you also have big team or a lot of people working on the project. Opinionated defaults. there is defaults in CRA. So yeah, and best practices out of the box, it's just established there when you just create the application with CRA. Yeah, I think similar point here is provide no configuration setup. On the other hand, there's Vite. It's considered new when we compare it with CRA. It's fast. Yeah, this is the like the main point of using Vite is that if we make any changes in the file and save that, then count like it I don't know how we could see that here, but yeah, it's extremely fast. The server that runs the front end on the development, it's yeah, extremely fast, especially again this would appear when we have a heavy website, and it's flexible. So in the beginning we don't have much configuration, we have to do configuration by ourselves. Yeah, so yeah, efficient builds. So once we will see that in the coming weeks, once we finish developing our website in the development mode, we need to move to the production mode, which is putting the website live on the internet so everyone can access it. So to do so, we build our website. This is called building. And yeah, building with what if you have Vite, if you have a template from Vite and you build your application, then your build files is going to be more optimized than the build files from Create React App. So again, this if like if the speed, efficiency, and having clean files is important, then Vite is a better choice. Also, there's support for different frameworks other than JavaScript. So if you are, let's say, using multiple frameworks, you are using different frameworks, then Vite is also a better option. And also, finally, there is this plugin ecosystem, which allow for easy integration of different tools. So we don't have that directly in Create React App. We can add it, but it requires yeah, advanced, let's say, configuration. But here we can have we can add plugins like this. For instance, here we're having React. Yeah, and we can just add different plugins easily. On the other hand, with CRA, it's not straightforward. So at the end, here they suggest that we should, or developers should use Create React App if you prefer a zero configuration setup and want to get started quickly, if you value official support and mature ecosystem, if you don't have specific performance requirements or need extensive customizations. And this is of course, in the development phase. We are talking about the development phase here. So Create React App is a better option, while with Vite, if speed and performance are critical for the project, either with like the development server or with the quality of the build files. If you also want a flexible configuration system, if you're working with multiple front-end frameworks. Also, finally, if you're interested in experimenting cutting-edge development tools, because Vite is new and well, I'm not sure about this, but I think they use advanced technology. Yeah, I'm not sure about this point. Yeah, so the point is you have both options. You can use Vite, you can use Create React App. This is like a robust old solution that is tested. This is a new, quick, and fancy to front-end tool, or let's say a templating tool. So at the end, there's different factors, there's preference, and you could just use either. So if you want to do app.jsx, and if you want to deal with like this, the Vite, it's called Hot Module Reloader or something, not the Webpack server. Then yeah, Vite is the choice. So yeah, again, this like the choice of this would appear on with someone who has extensive work experience, or let's say has worked on many projects or many big projects. So they would choose either based on like their previous experience with these complex applications. But for us, Vite is like quick and good for small applications. In our case, you can use either. There's no much, like there's differences, of course, but there's not much big differences. And yes, that's what I wanted to say today. So this is for the assignment. We want you in this assignment to use Vite. And we had a starter file already here provided. And yeah, I think Tasneem already talked about this. Like we are building a full stack application, so we need a front end, and we are gonna have a front end like this with a username, password. We log in, or we create a new username, then we add the currency code, the amount we convert. We have that converted from this currency to the Canadian dollars. All right. So any questions about this assignment, or about previous assignments, or about Vite?